Yeah, dude, and wrecked him. Nah, dude. I destroyed him. Hey, what's up, everybody? How we doing today? Welcome into the channel. Welcome to the podcast. My name is theADHDads.
I'm Chief.
And we're back. Episode 2 of ADHDads. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thanks for clicking again.
Yeah, if you guys haven't already, go check out episode 1. We'll maybe put, right here, episode 1. And if you haven't already, check that out. If you have, cool, man. Thanks. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. How you doing today?
Oh, man.
I heard you had a heck of a day, huh?
I had a day. Right? I'll be honest. So obviously came over we talked about it. It was your kid's birthday last episode, but today was the birthday day, or party day.
Like the party, yep.
But one of my son's good friends from daycare, 4K, classmates, everything, invited to a little birthday party up at Chuck E. Cheese.
I don't know if the last time I was at Chuck E. Cheese, God, I was little.
Dude, same.
I remember my dad was just like, we're never going back there again. And I was just like, well, why? And he was like, because eating the pizza, I'd rather eat cardboard.
Dude, just so you know, that's what I said today after we left. But no, it was a good party. I'm glad we showed up for it. But it was, they've cleaned it up. Because I remember the animatronics. Mm-hmm. The little, I always think of...
robot.
Have you seen a Goofy movie?
Yeah.
When they go to, the possum part?
Yeah.
Dude, that's exactly the same. And it was, terrifying. And my parents did the same thing. They're like, we're never going back to that place. Now, they have cleaned it up. Chucky looks a little better. It's actually a guy dresses up. But everything's, digital now. So you got, videos and songs and whatever. Okay. It was fine. It's just, it's so busy. And I just forgot what, hanging around in an arcade with 60 kids under 5.
All having birthday parties.
Screaming. And then you have the hype men just trying to get them to yell louder. And I was like, dude, it's 10 a.m. I'm still hungover from yesterday. So let's figure this out.
Yeah.
All right, man? All of us hate you. But no, it was a good party. Kids had fun.
That's good. Man.
We just got done and we came over here and I'm like, dude, we gotta relax a little bit.
No, dude, when you text me, you're like, never going back to Chuck E. Cheese. I need a whiskey pronto. I was like, I can't wait to hear this story. I thought there'd be more meat to that story, more meat and potatoes,
Well, it's just...
But, it was just... I get the straight chaos,
Well, let's talk about it. That's what we're here for. The part of it, for me, it was frustrating as a parent, is when you have a child that maybe wasn't like you as a kid. So, for me, I could take the chaos, right? I could take the chaos. I could just... I was like, oh, you're just on crack. And you're like, this is amazing. And you just... go and do and play and it's fun and your parents probably hated it, but whatever. Yeah, but then when you're out there and you got your kid, my son was the only one invited of a boy, so the rest were girls.
My man.
And it's and then the birthday girls, brothers of course, but we're sitting there and all these girls are just like, oh my gosh, there's Chucky and they're screaming, they're singing, and they're all sitting nice or whatever, and he is crying, he's bawling his eyes out. Because the guy that came up, the MC with the mic, came out of nowhere and was like, if you like Chuck E. Cheese, and then he was right behind him. So then he damn near pissed himself.
It's too loud.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Kid with the earmuffs, just oh my god, and he's just shaking. And then we're like, okay, all right, we came here for Chuck E. Cheese. He's gonna show up. He's gonna show up. And he's just I don't want to see him. And we're like, this is why we're here. I was just getting upset. And then all of a sudden, he comes out, and he's a guy in a costume, and he's just hey, being all goofy. That sent him over the edge, and I'm just like, what is wrong with you? I never did this as a child. I accepted everything.
Thinking about it, it's one of those things I think about. I hope my kid is a little bit like me. I don't want him to be exactly like me, right? I want him to obviously live his own life, do his own thing. But I want him to be a little bit like me in the sense of maybe athletic, play sports, right? I want him to like, regardless of whether he wants to, I'm gonna get him into some sort of like sports or like music, something, because he's got that structure. I feel like is very important, right? If you're like in a band, an orchestra, or like something, like you're gonna be a part of something.
Well, it translates later in life.
Yes,
as well.
100%, 100%. So I 100% agree, and like, so I hope that he's in that aspect. But like, even messing around with Ollie now, like, dude, I love my kid, but he's kind of a softie.
Dude,
like, he's kind of like
the same thing.
It's like, but I don't remember what I was at 4. So maybe that's how I was. Maybe I was a weenie at 4 too.
I mean, I'm sure our parents would say the same thing, but I feel like it was different though. Like we'd go outside, we'd play, we'd scuff knees, we'd get upset, we'd run away, you know, and come back home and do all this stuff. And like your parents just, you know, it was a lot more suck it up. Dude, and so that's what I tell them.
Growing up for me, it wasn't even like it was one of those, my parents gave us the ultimatum, right? They were like, okay, like, you know, there were 4 of us growing up, and they were like, we aren't heating or cooling the outside.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, so
don't touch the thermostat. Absolutely.
Now, no. You're opening and closing the door in and out, right?
Yeah.
They're like, you pick in or out right now. I'm going outside. You'd go, you'd hear that deadbolt click.
Oh yeah.
And my mom goes, I'll whistle when dinner's ready. Yeah. And when I say whistle, right, I'm a block and a half down, 2 blocks down. Like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go play with my friends, right? So we lived in like a gated community, but I mean, it was a pretty big gated community. I mean, block or 2 wide, and so I'd be way down, So we lived in this end. I was on this end with my friends. You would just hear I can't whistle and it was like turn around and just And my mom she does it with like her fingers here, and I'd be like, I gotta go home, guys. I was like, I gotta go. And they're like, wait, what? I was like, that's my mom. Yeah. And like, it was like that sound. You could pick it up.
You could hear it. Yeah.
Literally. And it was just like, I gotta go now. Like, and it wasn't like when the street lights come on. It wasn't like 6 o'clock. It was like, you be home for dinner, I'm whistling. Oh, dude, and that was it. Like, and you heard it, man. Well, but like, that was,
our elementary school. Outside. Well, our elementary school was 2 blocks away. So like, we could go to school, go to the playground and stuff, but it was the same thing. You'd be out there with people and stuff, and it's 2 blocks, and my dad would just, with his sausages and his mom, and then you'd just be like, you literally hear it, and then you're like, we gotta go.
Well, it was like, what the hell? Nothing, just lay the heck down, you're fine.
But no,
that was the thing, like I was locked outside, like, I feel like.
But it's little things, though. It's eating. Like, my parents are like, this is your meal. You're going to eat this. Yeah, if you don't want to eat it, you go sleep. That's fine.
Yep, no.
But when you wake up, you're going to eat this. This is going to be your next
meal. Nobody's making anything different for you. Like, this is what we're eating. My biggest thing, like, and I just didn't like ravioli. Like, I didn't like something about, like, it was the ricotta cheese. Something about it just didn't sit. It was a texture thing, maybe, right? Like, just didn't sit well with me. So, like, I didn't eat it. And my parents would always try to trick me, like, be like, oh, yeah, this is the meat ravioli. As soon as you bite into it, it was like, no, it's not. Like, you can't lie to me, you know? But it was like,
I'm from Wisconsin, so we were born with cheese. We got IVs and cheese when we were born.
Literally, like you're born from cheese, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like born into a bed of cheese.
But I don't eat anything. I'll eat anything today. There's nothing I will never.
I mean, there's things like I feel like
things I don't.
I feel like there's things I don't like, and but I still eat it. Like today we were talking. I'm not a fan of corn tortillas. I don't like corn tortillas, but I will eat them. Right? Hey, that's what's there. That's what's in front of me. I'll eat it. Right?
But see, that's the thing. My daughter. She will eat it. She's a garbage disposal. We were at the thing today. She ate 6 pieces of pizza.
That's insane.
Every other kid had 2. And I'm like, and she's not the smaller one, I guess, but she's like kind of in the middle. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And she doesn't care. She'll try something. And I'm like, just try it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine. Nope. She just kept you want another one? She's like, And then
I've noticed that with her. All right, you want another one?
Like,
yeah. Like just
it's unreal. And he's like, I'll have my one and I'm done.
I think that's where I got really lucky. Like, my kids are not picky eaters. Like, I would say, like, my daughter over Ollie, right? Like, Ollie will see something, he'll try it and be like, oh, you know, but he'll, like, force through it. Like, he'll eat almost everything on his plate and stuff. But, like, her, you can throw anything on her tray, and she's just, like, cool. And just pounds it all. It's insane, man. Which is good. Good. Yeah. I want them to be, like, you know, try different things, you know?
Yeah.
But
it's just a pain.
But no, growing up, it was definitely you eat what's on your plate, like.
Well, and it's not a genetic thing, you know? Like we always like I always think it's environmental, right? And like I'm trying to be the same parent that I think my parents were, you know, like a little tougher. had more structure, had more stuff, like deal with it, walk it off, rub some dirt in it. It was always that kind of stuff. And so like we, or if we got stuck on something, my dad, I don't know how many times he's yelled at me, he's like, figure it out. And then I was like, okay, I need to figure this out. And then now I tell them that, and they're like, I don't want to. And you're like, okay, well then figure it out. And I walk away. But then it's just crying after crying and whining, and I cannot
see that. That's something too. Like I think maybe I compare like the way I parent to maybe the way my parents parent. And it's just like, it's not that I want to parent like them, and I don't want to say like better than them, because obviously, right? Like I want to say that they did a good. I mean, I'm here today. I'm right where I am. So I can't say that they did like.
I mean, they might have a different answer.
Better. They probably will. But but like I want to be better in areas that I felt as a kid were like tough, right? But like I feel like I go about it the way that I would approach it, right? And like I don't know, maybe that's something I know, and I think I got this from my dad, because he was always one of those who was like, you got to do it this way, and if I didn't see the way he wanted to do it, he would take it over and just do it, right? Yeah. And I feel like it's not that I'm trying to instill that into my kids, but that's kind of the way I am with Ollie. Like, I'll be like, no, dude, you do it this way. Like, this is how you do it. And, like, he won't get it. So I'm just like, let me show you. And I do it. And it's like, it's like a subconscious, like,
absolutely.
But I try to approach things with my kids and my parenting the way that the way that I would approach it, right? Sure. So it's like, if they have a problem, it's like, okay, how would I fix this problem? Mm-hmm. And then how can I present that to them to, like, figure it out that way, Yeah. It's one of those, like, not every problem has only one answer, right? Mm. So Lola, will you guest star Lola up here? Here, let's
But no, I do understand that part of it, and like I'm trying to do it very similar to my parents, but again, it is different times. It's different. It's there's different things out there now. I mean, I didn't have a quarter of the electronics that are in my house. Currently. I mean,
we had a Nintendo.
Like at 5, my son's 5. At 5 is when I got the regular Nintendo. So like that was like the first game system. This kid's grown up. He plays his own Switch. I have an Xbox, which he knows how to work. I have a PlayStation that he knows how to work. He's seen my Game Boys. Like they both have tablets. I have 3 TVs in my house. They know how to work all of them. They know how to work the remotes. Like, and they're all smart TVs, so they know what Netflix is, Disney. They know how to do all this. YouTube. It's just a different time, and that's where like I didn't have any of that growing up. We had to play outside because we didn't have anything else to do.
Dude, I remember this one time, like, we used to go over and like, oh, sorry guys, everybody, real quick. This is Lola. This is our house puppy.
She is nice.
She is a floofy dog, and she's like all she wants to do is cuddle. Yes.
But
she
needy.
Is very needy, but yeah, she loves to hold hands and snuggle and cuddle, and she's great with the kids. She's an Aussie Doodle, if anyone's wondering, Australian Shepherd Poodle mix. And she ain't bad. I got her from a friend who they just couldn't do the dog thing anymore, and I was just like, yeah, I'll do it. So she's pretty good. She ain't bad. So she's hanging around us tonight while we record, but. Anyways, back to what we were saying. No, dude, I didn't have. I remember my parents. So I didn't have. I would say my first system was a GameCube that I bought with my money that I saved up, and I went Black Friday shopping with my parents, and I saved up because it went on sale for $89.99. I still remember the price, $89.99 for a GameCube. You can't find a GameCube for that much right now. I don't think you can. And I was so pumped. And my brother went, because I was in dad.
That was your first system?
Well, no. I mean, obviously, we had a Nintendo. We had this. But my first, like the one I owned first. And then, of course, obviously, I bought a Super Nintendo.
You clearly skipped like 10 years.
Oh, no. I have an NES at home. I bought a Super Nintendo. I bought an N64. I have every system in between.
Yeah.
But like my first that I saved up that I was like, this is what I'm getting was, But no, we had a Nintendo in the house, right? And my dad would be like, he'd kind of monitor what we'd play. He never really like let us play a lot. Yeah. He was like, there's other things to do, you know? I remember as a kid, we'd go outside because, when we were locked out of the house, because like I said, you'd hear the deadbolt as soon as you walk out the door. And we'd go and like, there was this one part of, in our neighborhood, I don't know why. And like the dude would water the bushes and stuff, and you'd go in the dirt. It was very wet. It almost felt like clay, right? And we would go... I'm not even kidding. And we would just like mold little like bowls and stuff out of this like really wet dirt clay kind of that we'd feel, and we'd go and let it dry in the sun and pick it up.
Yeah, well, you grew up.
Well, we grew up in the desert.
You grew up in Vegas.
I grew up in the desert. Like
I grew up in
like
Midwest Wisconsin, so we had just soil.
So you're like,
that's all we had.
You're
was
like
dirt.
You're literally playing in cow poop right now.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we don't have.
No, we had like I'm not even kidding.
Clay,
like this, like
you
it
know?
literally felt like clay. So like we'd like I remember we'd go and we'd make little like cups and pots and like little and just
that's
fun
actually
stuff.
Kind of
like,
cool.
And that's what we would do. Like we'd
cool.
find like like. And I just remember we'd do stuff like that. I don't remember why I was going on that tangent, but no, that's it. That's what we would do as a kid, right? Playing outside. So like, yeah, no, our video game time was heavily monitored, right? It was like you have 1 hour a day, and that's what my dad would say. And they time us. They'd be like, "Yo, you're starting at 4:16. Guess what? You're done at 5:16." So, and I'm like, "Yo, but what about like load times?" And he's like, "Time's ticking." And like I didn't even turn it on yet, And it's like you run upstairs.
Well,
but like
you really stuck it to your parents because now you're a stay-at-home dad
who
that's a
streams.
Twitch streamer that gets to play video games all fucking day.
Take that, mom and dad. No, yeah, I'm a rebel without a cause. No, but yeah, no, and I just remember my parents would be sleeping. And we'd be like, "Yeah, dude, let's go play games." And so we'd turn it on, and we had a big screen TV, but like back in the day, they weren't big screen like flat screens. They were like the big bulky TVs, like that were like
Channel 54 BET
that were
late night comics.
It was 54 here. I think it was 30. It was 29 in Vegas. It was 29 in Vegas or 27, something like that. It was one of those like late 20 numbers.
I'm sitting down there at like 8 years old, listening to like Chris Rock, all those HBO specials and stuff, and then like Def Comedy Jam and all those things. Just BET, Black Entertainment Television. Just listen to just dirty jokes because it was like after 10, so they could swear and stuff.
Dude, I remember.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no.
That's why I love comedians.
We would just sneak Nintendo time, and we'd sit there, and like one person would be like on the lookout, right? And they'd sit at the top of the stairs, and they'd listen. As soon as like you heard someone
Did you have
get
a
up,
multi-level house?
Yep. So we lived in a 2-level house. Yep. Gotcha. So it was a 3-bedroom house, and there was 4 kids and my parents. My sister got her own room. My parents had their own room, so it was me and my 2 brothers in another room.
Oh my god!
Right? So like, dude, growing up, I didn't have my own room until I was in college. Did you know that?
Same.
Like, think about it, because like,
no, my brother and I shared a room.
I shared a room with my older brother for like, the entirety of my life, and then my sister was born, right? So we moved into a bigger house, and guess what? Sister gets her own room, right? And then we had my little brother. So little brother rooms with the boys. Well, guess what? My older brother, old enough to move on and you know, spread his wings and fly, per se. And he leaves the nest. And guess what? Me and my younger brother, And so I was like, what the hell? So I go to college. Guess what? Had a roommate the first year. Then finally, like after that first year of college, I was an RA. Had my own room. I was just like, this is great.
You were an RA?
I was an RA twice. I got fired. I got fired twice from being an RA.
Good. Because there was like, I'm sorry, like trust me, like some of my friends from college and stuff, like the RAs are by far the best ones, but they were also specific people.
Dude,
So it's like,
okay, let me. I want to preface this again. I got fired.
That's good.
Twice.
Right,
so nothing has changed, right?
Yeah.
I was the RA who'd come and be like, boom, 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 knock on someone's door, random room check. You can't do that. That wasn't a thing. And you'd hear them freak out, and you'd hear cans just like shuffle across the floor. And they'd open it up, and they'd be like, hello, and you just smell the booze, and you're like, yeah, I'm just here to check the room.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, okay. I was like, I'm kidding. I can't do that. But I smell booze, and oh, here you go, Ben. Boom, take a beer. You guys have a great night. Just keep her down, right?
Jeez.
I was one of those. I literally,
awesome.
I had a meeting with my floor. I remember the very first day, and I was like, look, guys. I was like, I want you guys to have fun. I want to have a great time. Sure. It's college, right? Like, go do what you're going to do, right? And I was like, but don't make me have to do my job.
Yes.
And I was like, that's my biggest thing. If I have to come because someone's complaining, because of loud noise, because of da-da-da-da-da, and I got to write up a whole incident and stuff, I don't want to do that, right?
Yes, that
and so they were like, okay. So, like, dude, my floor, I was like, if you're going to do X, Y, Z, there's a floor above you, there's 2 floors below you, pick one. Just go.
Well, and that's how our RA was. It's the same thing. Like, you like, he knew. I mean, I literally would.
We were dry
empty
campus,
bottles.
too.
I'd put, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So you couldn't have booze on campus.
We were, shout out to UW Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
No,
University of Wisconsin.
Small private school.
Dude, and we were wet as hell
in Iowa,
but they still were like tried to like enforce. But they knew same thing. They knew, but we were smart about it. We didn't get too loud. We didn't get too crazy. It was when you should have seen how elaborate we were. With yes, I did smoked weed, and we'd go to a buddy's room. No joke. We had the bunk beds, right? And so we'd line those up so that it went to like the windows, the sliding windows of the dorm. So then we'd hang a sheet, and then on one end put a fan, right? So then we were in a tunnel, and then we just blew it straight out the window.
Yep.
We put a wet towel by the door. Febreze the door,
mm-hmm.
and then all of us we're grown. We're grown at that time.
Yeah,
you know?
you're college.
We had 6 guys
absolutely.
sitting on a twin bed like this. Everybody just. And everybody's just blowing this like wind tunnel, and it's going right out the window. And we're like, dude, we're the smartest people in college here.
See,
this is why.
And I remember,
it was amazing.
I got fired the first time because of some stupid things. Some girl forgot something in a dude's room, and not thinking, I was like, yeah, go get your whatever it was. Open the door. The dude found out about it, flipped out, told someone, and I was like, okay, my bad. And then like we were cool. And yeah,
did you have keys to the room?
So like I had access to like the master key. I could open every room in the building.
Oh,
so what it was, if you're an RA, you could be like, hey, you're locked out.
Codes.
Well, so we didn't have like codes on the doors. It was all key, right? So it was like, hey, so she was like, hey, I forgot something in his room. I need it, da da da. So I went and opened it. She went in, did her thing, left. He found out, got mad. We talked about it. We were cool after. Everything was good, but he had already told someone about it at the time, and I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah. You know, so then they pulled me in. They're like, oh, unfortunately, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, is what it is. I understand.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. So, like,
I didn't steal money from her.
No. She went into his room. It ended up turning out they had a thing, and she was going in to see if someone else was in there. And it was like a whole, like, I don't even know. I don't know, but...
Oh, one of those.
Yeah, I was like, I was good friends with her at the time too, so I was just like, sure. Yeah, dude, you're just going to grab your thing for your project. Well, she wasn't grabbing anything for her project.
You were good friends.
She was no.
Yeah, you let her have that master key.
No, not at all. No, just friends. And yeah, no, open the door. Yeah, so I ended up getting fired for that. Well, then what happened the following year? They like onboarded way too many people and didn't have space for them, so they had to open up a dorm that they hadn't opened in like a long time, but they just done like renovation and stuff on. So they were like, hey, we need an RA for this. Yeah. Like, and they were like, well, let's bring Ben back. So they brought me back because I let them know, like, hey, like if there's ever a position in the future, like I understand why you're doing this. I've learned from my mistakes.
So did you have to move, or did you just like get it taken away from you?
No. So
like when you got fired.
No. So what happened is it happened like end of the year. Right, so like it was whatever. It happened at the end of the year, whatever. So then I moved in with one of my really good buddies. I had some really good friends in college. One of my really good buddies. So I moved in with him. I lived with him for 3 days, and they called me and was just like, "Hey, we want you to be an RA again. Are you cool with that?" I was like, "Yep." So I packed my stuff up, and bam, I got my own room again in a dorm that they hadn't opened in a long time.
Where did you go again?
A small college in Iowa. Small college.
What's it called?
Waldorf College.
Waldorf.
Well, now it's Waldorf University. Now
gotcha.
They stepped their game.
Shout out.
Shout out Waldorf University.
Yeah. But did you have a plaque in the thing that says where Mitty went to school?
No, I don't. But there's I think I got something around here that says that, you know.
You finished? You got a diploma?
Yeah, nice. I have three triple major.
Nice.
Degree, 3 degrees, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah,
you know,
I got 3 too. Yeah.
It was business finance, business management, sports management. You know, I did it all. I just
nice, man.
Whatever, dude.
I got kinesiology, I got mathematics, and science and coaching. And guess what? I'm an automotive service advisor, and you're a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, that's exactly what
we're just over here making our parents proud.
Thinking about
Thanks for spending all the money.
How much? Yeah. Well, no, they didn't. My parents didn't spend squat on me. They were like, look, you want to do it, you're doing it yourself.
Oh, you didn't pay for it?
I paid every penny of the way. Like,
my parents.
Every one of my loans and stuff has been paid off with money from me, right? Nice. I even my mom did take out like the Parent Plus loan, but she was like, that's on you. Yeah. And I was like, cool. So I'm paid off, done, right? So I think I only have a little bit left in loans. I'm almost paid off, but yeah, dude, no, I did it all myself. Yeah. I even had, dude, cool story. speaking about loans and stuff, I wanted to study abroad when we were in college. You had the chance to go to Italy and like England, or London and like
wish I would have done
Paris and stuff. And we had the chance to do it, but it was pricey. You had to pay a lot for it. And I really wanted to do it, and I was really cool with one of my professors. He co-signed a loan with me.
No way.
So that I could go overseas, and I took out above the amount, right? So it was like $4,000 or something. I took out a $6,500 loan. It was $4,500, whatever. I took out a $6,500 loan, so above and beyond, because I was like, I'm gonna pay this back, 100% I will. And he co-signed a loan with me so that I could go overseas and study abroad.
Shout out Professor, what's his last name?
JR, dude.
JR.
Robinson. JR, dude. Just JR, man, dude. Shout out JR, dude.
That's cool.
If he ever listens to this, dude, that'd be pretty sick.
I would
never,
love it.
Dude, he's super cool. Like, I used to...
Wow.
We used to hang out, man. He was a good dude. Like, we'd go to the bar. I'd see him at the bar sometimes. Wow. Like, we'd go to the casino sometimes, dude. Like, because down in Iowa, like,
well, that's right. It was in Iowa. That's right.
Nothing to fucking do. You got to drive 45 minutes to a casino down there. When in Vegas, where I grew up, dude, you could walk to a casino every, But,
no,
yeah,
dude,
man,
that's crazy.
Crazy stuff, dude.
College.
I had cool professors, man. And you know how we kicked it off, dude. The first time we ever met is like, so he was helping freshmen move into dorms, so like he volunteered to like, oh yeah, hey, like I'll help you guys move in. So he's bringing stuff in for people, and I met him, and I was just like, oh yeah, like, he's like, yeah, I'm accounting, and I was like, oh, I'm taking accounting. He's like, okay, cool, and he's just like, where are you from? I was like, I'm from Vegas. He goes, I love Vegas, and like right there, just boom, and like we were friends,
That's awesome.
I should give him a call one day.
You should.
I should.
Like,
definitely.
I'm not using anything you taught me, but I'll tell you what, you're a good dude.
Yeah. Hey man.
You're a good man.
Good for you.
Well, see, since I was in the sciences, I was in mathematics. I was in the math building all the time. So, as you can imagine, how eccentric and most of the math professors were.
They're probably like,
dude, some of these guys are.
Dude,
they looked like a math professor.
We had a guy who was like a science teacher. I don't even know what he like mainly taught. He was my physical science teacher, which is mainly like math, if you know physical science.
Physical science is
the dude was a genius.
Like learning about rocks.
Well, I mean, like there's more to it than just rocks,
well,
dude.
I mean, that's like the intro to science.
He was like a genius. It was so funny. And one of my buddies has a really good story about this. He was sitting there, and he was putting a problem on the board, and he was like British or like English or you know whatever, and he had an accent. He's putting a problem on the board, and the dude's talking. He turns around and he goes, "Brendan," he's like, "Do you have the answer?" I can't do his accent. He's like, "No, I don't." And he goes, "Oh, I didn't think so." And like his humor, it was like so like dry, and it was just like he's trying to get the answer out of the kid, and someone's talking. And he's just like, "Do you have it?" And he's like, "I didn't think so." Like, let's move on. Like.
Well, and for me, like, I was always science.
He was great. Farndale, that was his name.
Well, it's funny with accents. So, like, for me, Eau Claire's a liberal arts college. We had a lot of different subjects to learn, and I was always in the sciences. And so I bumped into what was my professor for geology. And he was just a cool little, like, guy, quick-witted and whatever. And I, like, just would see him around. And he's like, hey, man, what's up? Like, he would just keep saying hi. And I'm just like, yeah, what's up? And then finally, I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. Like, who is he? So when I asked him, he's like, oh, I teach geology. You should come by, whatever, Ended up taking 3 courses of geology to go with this guy. He was super cool. We learned about rocks and lavas and stuff, and we'd go to, like, on all these field trips, and it was a blast of a class. Come to find out, he's good friends with the astrology professor, who was Australian, and immediately he comes up talking like Chris Hemsworth, and I'm like, what class are you in? I'm there. So I took astrology, or astronomy, sorry.
Astronomy?
Different.
Dude, astronomy is good stuff,
No,
man.
I took astronomy, and I'm
Back
like...
to space.
Absolutely. And I'm like, I was just fascinated with just this guy's accent, because, I'm sorry, in the Midwest, you don't really... Not a lot of people with accents that come over here, so...
No, that's in small town Iowa.
Yeah, it's captivating.
Iowa. It's one of those, like, when I was flying into town, right? And, my dad, it was the first time, like, being away from home, he walks me to the terminal, gives me a big hug, you can tell he's tearing up a bit. Mm-hmm. He goes, he looks at me and he's like, hey, he's like, you're going to, like, a small town, like 4,500 people. That's where I went to school, right? Town of 4,500 people. He goes... Now, when you're flying, don't blink. You're gonna miss it. And like, just all right, thanks, Dad. Like, I miss you. Love you too. I love you. Whatever. But yeah, dude, it was small. Like, it was one of those. Like, I remember going and you fly into from Vegas. You fly into Des Moines, and from there you take this little like putt plane up from Des Moines to Mason City because it's a 2-hour drive, but it's a like 32-minute flight. Right, so they're like, "All right, we're taking off now," and like as soon as you get settled, you're like, "Ding, seatbelt lights off." They're like, "Ding, seatbelt lights back on." All right, we're landing in Mason City. Now you're like, "Holy spit, dude!"
It was enough flights. To like up
and dude, it's small town, man. It's crazy. So yeah, you don't see like.
It's funny you say that though. Side note, because the town I live in currently.
Yeah.
Is 4,500 people.
It's a small town.
So yeah,
I think that's why I like it so much.
Oh, dude,
that's why I like coming to hang out with you because
it's nice. Small town. Like I said, in Wisconsin, everybody knows everybody. I mean, it's good and bad, right? Everybody knows everybody
knows everybody.
I always think of Cheers.
I always thought
of Cheers. It's like, sometimes you want to go where everyone knows your name. That's where I live. That's where I'm from. And no, man. But college was a good time. College was. I did move around a little bit. I actually. Out of college, I went down to Albert Lea, Minnesota, which I was like 10 minutes from the Iowa border.
Dude, that was that. So we did a lot of stuff in Albert Lea. That's where
did you go to Diamond Joe's casino?
Diamond Joe's, that's the casino I used to. That's the one I was talking about. They were like, "Hey, we traveled 45 minutes." Yeah. But the thing that sucked is like, so you could get from Forest City to like Albert Lea in like 30 minutes. Like it's super close to the border. It's right there.
You don't think about it, but it's right there.
Boom. Yeah. Right. Like, so whenever we're driving from Des Moines, I'm like, "Oh, we're almost home." And Brian's like, what do you mean? I'm like, nope, we're hitting Forest City. We're hitting the Minnesota border here. Boom, boom, boom. Well, I can tell you. No, but the thing that sucked about Diamond Joe's is like, from where we were, you got to take all these back roads and go all this way. And unfortunately, so it ended up being a 45-minute drive. And like, it's not very far away. Like,
no, but I always loved when you were leaving Minnesota and hitting, like, either way, when you were coming back or going. You knew where Iowa and the Minnesota border was because it was like trees and forest, farm,
and then nothing.
And it was just like cornfield. And so it was so fun. You'd be literally driving, you see everything, and then it's just like, and there's just cornfields, and you're just like, where'd all the trees go? And you're like, yeah, there's no trees. They don't have any trees in the top.
Thinking about it though, you know what I loved about Diamond Joe's Casino is they had like cheap blackjack tables.
Dude,
you absolutely. Get some cheap, I don't know if they still do it anymore, but I want to say I used to go there and there were like $3, $3 blackjack tables, and you were like, holy smokes, I can come in with.
It wasn't super busy.
No, never.
No,
but I mean,
I would go there all the time because
we'd always base it on our schedule because obviously, like, the cool thing about I like about college is like you'd set your schedule, right? Like, so it could be like.
Well,
I'm busy Tuesday, I'm busy Thursday, but I'm off on Friday.
Smart, organized, and cared about school. You got to set your own schedule.
Yeah.
I unfortunately had to take what I had to get.
No, I
got.
I set my schedule. I was busy Tuesday, busy Thursday. Monday was all right. But all right, here we gotta take a break real quick. Be right back. All right, we are back. We're back.
Woo!
Man.
All right.
Gosh, dude, welcome back, man.
Yeah, you too.
A good little break. Had to go, take care of kiddos and.
We'll make sure our wives are still here. They didn't leave us.
Yeah, both of them just choose to leave all the kids here. Whatever, man. I had
to get a whiskey.
I'm ready to take on any challenge.
Oh, it's a good scotch.
I too have a whiskey. Yeah, man. Whiskey ain't too bad, No. Probably not my first drink of choice, but it's one that you can drink like straight.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of other stuff you got to kind of mix. Like, like vodka is I feel like you mix.
I mean, you can
rum.
drink anything straight, but then
you can, but
there's labels.
I was always
alcoholic.
I was always What?
Just vodka and water bottles.
I was always a Sailor Jerry's. You ever had Sailor Jerry's?
I have.
Sailor Jerry's and Dr. Pepper. Before that,
it's really sweet.
We used to drink this. This vodka. It's called 5 o'clock. It tastes and smells like rubbing alcohol.
Absolutely.
You could get like a whole handle, like a fifth of it for, $9, $10 in college, dude. So
was it Kharkov? I think we had a vodka in college that so we're talking about college, right? So when I was in college, I think it was my freshman year, is when Beer Fest came out. the movie. So, of course, like, that's all we're about, is drinking and doing what you can and having beer Olympics. We did do a beer Olympics for homecoming that year. We would do all this stuff, right? Well, in the movie, they have, like, a ram. They're like, how would you train as the old Germans would? She's like, we would drink ram's piss. And then you're like, what? Why? And it's like, because if you can drink that, you can drink anything. And so we're like, all right, let's do, I'm like, all right, I got this. So a buddy of mine had Gatorade lemon lime powder. So the yellow Gatorade powder, and I would just I'd fill a water bottle up, half Kharkov vodka, $9.99 and $1.75, and half water, and then I'd pour 1 scoop of that in there, and I'd shake it up, and I'd just carry it with me. I mean, I'd go out and like pay the $5 for the keg and all that stuff, but I would keep it with me, and I just name it Ram's Piss, and I'd be like, here. And so I'd have people like take pulls out of this thing, and oh my God, you'd have people just like, oh God, and I was like, it's Ram's Piss, and then I was like, try your beer, and then you drink your beer, and everybody's like, oh, it's way better. So it did work, but like that was something that very unique.
I haven't seen that movie forever, man.
Dude,
that movie was pretty funny. Will you go lay down, dude? Golly.
Yeah, no, Beer Fest was good. We had a slew of Super Troopers and all those guys from Broken Lizard. Very good. But no, college was good. I think obviously drinking now. I mean, we were talking about that the other day too. Is like just drinking now is different.
Oh, 100%. Like, I mean, I don't
know how I got home sometimes.
I used to go on benders, dude. I feel like I could drink so much in college and just be like, wake up the next day, just okay, cool. Like I'm going to class, like not hungover. Now if I have like 3 beers, I wake up the next day, I'm like, oh, my head's hurting. Ollie, hang on, like, give me a minute.
Like people really weren't joking when they were like, oh, I'm older, like, hi. And you'd make fun of me, like, hi, you're old, you suck.
Yeah, right?
But, like, the other thing, though, is, like, bringing it back to dads. I think our dads, because my dad drank, too, and, like, he could put him down. He's a big PBR guy. And so, no joke, I remember coming home, I was probably 22, I think. And we went to the local bar, and we're there with other friends and stuff, and childhood, other friends' dads and stuff, and my dad there, and I was like, you know what? My dad was always kind of like a reclaimed kind of partier, kind of a bad boy kind of guy, like got in fights and stuff, and so I was like, I'm gonna take him. He's like 50. I'm like, I'm gonna take him. So I decided to go beer for beer with him, with PBR. Mm-hmm. Which, if you don't know, is already a diesel hit.
PBR,
beer.
Yeah.
That's not a Busch Light.
I got a buddy who drinks PBR, so.
And so I sat there. I stopped at, I think it was 17 or 18 beers, and I couldn't find my ass. And my dad literally reached over, and he goes, I think you're done. Drank my beer, and then continued to drink 4 more beers on top of that. And I was like, damn it. Because you wanted to win. It was like, you always want to beat your dad. And like, I couldn't do it. And like, it's not like he drank like that all the time. He just knew like that day he could show up and do it. Now, like bring up like New Year's this year. It's like, I know I can show up and drink. I think I probably drank 30 beers.
I mean, you drank a lot on New Year's. I did.
But I paid for it.
I want to say that I drank a lot as well. I didn't drink as much as you, clearly. But
I mean,
I drank enough to where I was just like, all right, cool. But you drank enough to like, hey,
almost drank a horse. Like it was pretty.
Someone clean up.
It was pretty bad. Well,
clean up on aisle 3.
But the worst part that was like the spit, and like my dad was like still smart about it functioning. We called my sister to come pick us up. We're sitting in the back seat of a car waiting for my sister to show up, jump in the driver's seat. Like it was funny. But, like, for us, like, we'd get home, but then the next day, like, I fell asleep, like, literally, like, in the closet that night when I got home. I woke up at noon. My dad was like, I've been up since 8 a.m. And I'm like, doing what? He's like, mowing the grass. I was like, bullshit. There's no way. I walk outside, grass is mowed. He's been up since 8 o'clock. I'm like, how did you pound that beer? And then just wake up fine. Like, I'm in my prime drinking right now, and I can't do that. That's insane. And this guy's 50, and he's just like, yeah. And then, of course, later, though, I've asked my mom. He goes, yeah, your dad threw up like 3 times that next day, and like, you know, she'll tell me now, you know, and like I know, but he doesn't know that I know, so like I just like I let him live it. Yeah, I just let him live it. Yep. Yeah, you can't ruin it.
Now, dude, my dad was never like a big drinker. Like I remember, God, I don't even know how old I was. Maybe like 2nd grade, and I remember my dad went out, whatever. Kid, don't know what's going on, right? Comes home, and dude, he was just like loopy, man. He wasn't like,
oh yeah,
he was laying on the landing, like, right? My mom had to call my uncle over to come and get my dad. They dragged him upstairs, put him in the bathtub, and ran water on him to just get him up and moving. And like I was like, didn't even think, I don't know what's going on. And, hey, yeah. He's fine, whatever, you know, silly. Right? Yeah, dad's being silly, sleeping in the tub, haha, right? Come to find out that was my dad's last time drinking. He went out, he went hard, but yeah, he never really like drank it. Maybe would have a beer here and there, sure. But never. That was it. That was his last big hurrah. So I never got an experience like that to where I got to go out with my dad and go beer for beer,
It was just this testing your metal thing, you know, and I lost.
My dad, he did always like to mix drinks for my mom, and my mom said that she would never drink another mixed drink for my dad again. I guess he was a little heavy-handed on one hand. And, it was like, he'd pour a Captain and Coke, and it was like Captain and Coke.
Oh, yeah.
Just
a splash.
Yeah,
just for color.
The Coke for flavor, you know? Like...
Oh man.
So yeah, she said that, but yeah, no, I never got that experience.
All right. 5 liquors or beers that you refuse to drink anymore.
I refuse? Oh man, any vodka. I would say is probably just number one. Any vodka. I cannot.
Even like high tier.
I can't. I don't know. College ruined vodka for me. I used to just drink.
Sure, I mean it kind of did for me, but I can drink like, the top shelf stuff. No.
I've never tried to because like I think about it and it just gives you that like, that feeling in the back of your throat when you're like,
like vomiting because it's poison. It's poison.
Well, I would say probably vodka. Vodka is definitely like number one on there for me. Like just Guinness. I can't do Guinness. I'm not a. Oh, and that I think is like really like tainted like the dark beers for me.
Yeah, stouts. Yeah, a little bit.
I can't do those. I don't know. That's probably it though. Like I'll drink anything else. Yeah, just vodka and like dark beer.
Mine is UV blue. UV blue. I don't think I even want to look at it anymore.
You know what? Now that you say that, like my stomach kind of turned a little.
Dude,
I couldn't.
Dude, that's terrible.
But I mean, like I would probably still drink it if it was mixed with a drink kind of thing.
Nope.
No,
we used to go UV blue and Mountain Dew, and absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't even want to look at it.
Dude, I feel like hang on, wait, time out. Just a quick question: is that like a Midwest thing, like Mountain Dew just mixed with every alcohol?
No, I didn't really like Mountain Dew that
much.
No,
dude,
it glowed.
Like
it glowed when you. No, I did.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It Mountain Dew UV, Mountain Dew vodka, Mountain Dew this, everything was Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I fucking hated that. But we do so it's UV blue, any spiced rum. I used to drink
spiced rum. Oh my god, I love
Admiral Nelson.
Admiral Nelson,
knockout, Ron Diaz.
Yep.
And then like Captain. I can't drink regular Captain Morgan.
No, dude, Sailor Jerry's, bro. Sailor Jerry, Dr. Pepper. I'm telling you.
I could do that because it was a sweeter one, and I've had it since.
Oh, it's so
fine.
Good.
I cannot do that like caramel spiced rum.
No.
But I could do Bacardi. Bacardi's just fine. I can drink that rum, like the white rum. So those two for sure are just out of the wheelhouse. Not gonna happen. Obviously, it's a cheap vodka. Like, cheap vodka, I can't.
I know, like, it's
but,
any vodka,
Kettle One, Grey Goose, stuff like that, I can do
I think of vodka, and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know. I haven't tried, like, Grey Goose. I haven't tried any of that, because I'm just, like, I'm afraid, because maybe because I drank so much rubbing alcohol in college that I'm just like, I can't touch that without, you know, but.
So, like, those are my big ones, and then the other thing is, like, all cheap, old light beer. And I'm sorry if I like offend anybody. I don't mean to, but like I'm talking about
Keystone,
old Keystone Light, old Milwaukee Light, Milwaukee's best. I mean, obviously I'm from Wisconsin again, so this is a lot of that type of beer. But like Hams, you had what the heck was it? Like I mean, Labatt was okay, but I I mean, I just cannot put any of that down. It just doesn't. It tastes like river water. Is really what it tastes like, and I can't do it.
Right.
But I'll drink Busch Light all day. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, those are the things from college.
See, like even I don't know some light beers. Like I'm not like the biggest fan of Busch Light. Like I'll go Coors Light. I feel like that's like a step up. You know, I don't know.
Sure.
Is it like a flavor thing to me? I mean, I feel like Busch Light is kind of just drinking carbonated water that just gets you a little tipsy.
Yep.
Like that's.
And you can have 20 of them. You'll be all right.
Yeah,
you know,
I won't be all right though. The next day, like
yeah,
I feel like Busch Light gives me way more of a headache than Coors Light. I can drink.
See, I'm the other way.
I can drink so many Coors Light and be completely fine, but I'll drink like 5 Busch Light and I'm like, oh, why did I do that?
No,
like,
I'm the other way. If I drank Coors Light all the time, because my parents and stuff, like we would go to like Green Mill and stuff, which is a restaurant around here.
Green Mill is like pizza place, isn't it?
They got pizza. They got a bunch of different food, but like they'd always have like big tall Coors Lights on tap. So we'd always go and get those. But I tell you what, like I always thought it was good, but those would cause horrible hangovers. Busch Light is the one that I can drink all day, every day. It's fine. It tastes good. There's no specific flavor, like you said, and then I'm fine.
That's how I feel about Coors. But Coors Light has like a little bit of a flavor that I'm just like.
It does.
I like it. I like that flavor. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll have what we had them last time.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll drink them, but like I'm not gonna do a whole night because I know I'm gonna have a headache.
It's
terrible.
And that's me like with Busch Light. Like whenever you leave, you know. Because you always bring the beer when we hang out, right? You bring the beer, and I always provide the food, right? Yeah. Like that's just like
that's what I do.
And I mean we're not talking like just cheap food, pizza. I mean we go out, like we get brats, we get
we had a bag
burgers,
of pretzels last time. It was fine.
Yeah, you're fine. You have a couple chips.
The whole day.
Just kidding. No, man, we go out.
Good.
Brienne goes all out. My wife, she goes all out. She she knows people are coming over. She's like, we gotta clean and cook and and the list just goes on and on. And it's like, oh my god, dude!
You guys want, it's not even like when we make pizza. It's not like pizza. It's like no, we'll order pizza.
Yeah, we're gonna go
we're like we could just
make a Jack's frozen pizza. No.
I mean, when we see each other every week, it's not like you got to put the dog on for us and have a whole smorgasbord every time. Like we can do like frozen chicken nuggets.
You walked into my house before. I remember the first time you walked in and it was messy. And I was like, dude, sorry, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then he turns around and he goes, I have kids too.
Yeah.
So
kids, man,
it's fine, right? So it's just like, okay, cool. So from that point on, it was like a precedent. Like my house doesn't have to be spotless for like my best friends to come over. The people we hang out with the most, like they're gonna know. She goes like for the parties, like whenever we host like a bunch of people over and stuff. She goes all out, which is great, dude. I love that about her. I love that about her. Like she will went all out and bought like all these like steaks and did steak tacos and stuff today and stuff, or like
it was a whole deal.
Or like she'll go out and like, hey, I got a prime rib for New Year's. I'm like. Okay, I guess we're doing something for New Year's now. Like
that was crazy.
It was so good.
That thing.
My mouth's watering right now. Oh, I mean, we
did it right. I think for our first prime rib.
Okay, I think the only thing I would have done differently is seasoned like both sides before we wrapped. Because like we wrapped it and then seasoned, and then we oiled and seasoned. We should have seasoned.
Oh, you mean like
sides.
On the inside?
Yeah. Okay. So like season the bottom.
Because we cut the bones out and then we folded.
We should have seasoned top, seasoned bottom, and then cut and folded.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
So
I think that would have helped.
Sure.
More. But other than that, like I think we did really. It was so good.
It was pretty good.
It was really good.
It looked the way it's supposed to look.
0 leftovers. Like nothing was left.
Oh yeah.
And it was a full like 10-pound prime.
It was
a big boy. But then and like Christmas, we had the whole ham, cooked dinner, all this other stuff that she goes all out for parties, man.
That ham.
She was good. That ham was pretty good, man.
It was good. It was just funny.
It was
because here we didn't eat breakfast, knowing that we were going over about 1-2 o'clock.
Yeah.
To eat, Christmas dinner. We were eating a ham.
So
we showed up.
So
walked in. And Ben's like, I go, yeah, what's going on? And we haven't eaten. We saved ourselves. And then Ben pulls the ham out of the fridge in the packaging and goes, it's all right, let's have some ham. And we're like, you haven't even started cooking.
I'm like,
that?
It only takes like,
it takes like an hour. I'm like, nope, it doesn't.
It does,
that's
though.
That's like a few hour job.
No, dude.
And now we're hungry. And then... God.
Yeah, I looked it up, dude.
But it was
45 minutes. It was fine. It
we
turned out
figured that one
really
out,
good,
too.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never cooked a ham before. I don't think you ever cooked
You
a
even
ham
made the
either.
glaze too.
Yeah, dude. That
was pretty good. That was really good.
Mm.
Well, it was pre-sliced and stuff. That was.
Dude,
That
that's the
was
one thing I
super
didn't know.
nice.
So like, yeah, so we thought we had to go in and just,
Not like you just pulled up a pork hock out of the thing.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
what are we gonna do with this?
Here's half a pig, slam it down on the counter. Like,
so how do we do this?
So where do we
like,
cut this bad boy?
Just throw it in the oven, right? Like 40 minutes, good, or
Make some bacon. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no, that was fun.
Well, good times, man. Good times. No, she goes all out.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's makes it good parties.
Oh, hell yeah. But no, I mean, that's, life, kids, fucking dads.
Yeah, a little bit about our college past, man.
Yeah, I partied a lot. It was.
I didn't get into the
lot.
party scene until like halfway through my freshman year, and then all of a sudden I was like, this is great.
Oh,
but then like I was like during wrestling season, I was like, nope, I'm not touching a beer. I'm not touching any. Like I'm a wrestler.
So you wrestled at college too.
Yeah,
okay.
Oh yeah, yep. I wrestled in college. Yep. So I was like, I'm cutting weight. Like we ain't touching nothing.
You're one of those guys.
And I was hardcore. And then the second, it was just like, well, season's over. I'm hitting up shooters. Like,
hey, you had a shooters too.
Yeah, we had a shooters. Yeah.
I mean, it was the local gay bar, but we still went.
Mine was not. It was
very different.
Just the local bar.
That's
like
gotta be like the most common bar name, because there's one in a neighboring town of us. Shooters. There's
Shooters down in Iowa.
But it's always either. So I've literally been to one that's bar and grill, gay bar, strip club. So they're all just kind of.
There was just.
They're just all a party. Like
I don't even know if they served. I mean, they probably served food, but I don't. I
You
never
want it.
I never got.
They were the
food
bag of
there.
chips that were hanging up on the.
1972.
I'll take the blue Doritos. Thank you.
They used to be red.
Oh man. Or have you ever been like, wow, small town where I'm from, we have like pickled eggs. We got pickled herring.
Dude,
we have like
pickled eggs. I don't think I'd ever eat pickled eggs, man.
We have bacon on a stick. You can buy and take it. We have jerky. We had, there was I used to bartend there, and we'd have like all that stuff in the back, and nobody would ever eat it. I've had some of the pickled eggs, but nobody would eat any of the other stuff until we had some people come up from I think it was South Carolina. They were just all in there. They all had like crazy accents, which we talked about. Like accents just fascinate me.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They just lined up and they're like, "We're all from," I don't know how to do an accent, but they were all like, "Yeah, we're all up here a couple days, whatever," And I was like, "Yeah, like let's party." It's like 2 p.m. and it's on like a Sunday, and they're like, "Yeah." They're like, "Holy shit! Would you believe they got those pickled eggs? Bring that on over here."
No.
And so we pulled it out and the herring, and they would they knew what to do. They were cutting it up, slicing the egg, and then put the pickled herring, and they're like, "You got any hot sauce?" And I was like, "Yeah, here." And, just gave them some. And they're like, "There we go." And oh, that is good. Try some. And I was like, I don't want to, but I did. I did out of respect. You gotta
Dude,
like
I
it.
don't know.
It was terrible.
Was it I'm assuming it's a hard boiled egg, right? Because you're not gonna.
Oh yeah, it
pickle
was. Yeah, no,
scrambled
it was
eggs,
a hard boiled egg.
But
Yeah,
dude, I just.
But pickled, and it's in a jar that sits in a bar
for years.
For years, I mean, nobody else ate out of that in at least the last 2 years that I had worked there. So, I didn't see anybody, and here they are just eating them up. They're just "You got any a dish or something?" And we're like. Just little boats, and they just take one out, slice it up, and they're like, "You want some of that? There you go." And have a lot of teeth or anything like that, but they just sit there, just gum it.
Dude, I couldn't do it.
I mean, it was
gumming it.
No, they did. No. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, just different people, But that's where
they're just different people,
dude. I loved bartending because that was I mean, we're a river town, obviously in the Midwest, stuff like that, but you don't really get, a lot of foreign people ever or anything, but you do get to meet a slew of very unique people. And that was probably one of my favorite days because we just hung out the whole day with them, and this guy was drinking Jack straight, and I easily poured half the bottle to that man. And he didn't even faze him the whole time. They still got up, and I'm sure they drove wherever they had to go. And he was fine, and I just, that was a very unique experience with delicacies from other places. Dude, these people,
way, man. No way.
But that's what I mean. Drinking and partying and stuff like that. It's just I just can't do it anymore. I think about it. I like what I did. I like what I did. I appreciate it.
I think about it. I was like, I wish I could maybe hit one more part, but it's like if I had the opportunity to, I would not do it because.
Well, being a dad now and married and stuff, like I mean, you go to a party like you can easily look at it and go, all right, I get why this was fun, but then you're also like, well, I'm not drunk enough for this. When do I gotta get home? I got shit to do tomorrow. Like, you start thinking of, like, regular person stuff, and you're like, none of these fuckers have to do anything but get Chipotle tomorrow at, like, 5 in the afternoon. They don't have anything to do. There's nothing on the horizon for them.
Dude, I do like Chipotle.
Oh, yeah. We had Barachos. It was like the knockoff Chipotle. It was literally Chipotle, but Barachos. It was the same thing. They had all the same stuff. But that was our Chipotle.
We should open a restaurant just not Chipotle.
Have all the same stuff. Because you can. It's just, just burritos,
that's
bowls.
Hilarious. You have nothing to do.
No, they had, or getting Chinese. That was the other.
Dude, we had a Chinese restaurant in the.
Was it a garden?
No. What
do they call it?
No, it
Sun Moon?
No.
Ours was Jade Garden.
It was Samhing. I swear.
What was it?
Samhing.
Samhing?
Like something.
Something to eat?
Dude, I swear
Something
that's
to
what
eat?
it was called. Hey, you want to go to Samhing tonight? Dude, that was fancy.
Hey, you want to go out and get some heat?
Dude, in a town of 4,500 people, like, hey, you want to go to Samhing? Like, that's fancy. That means we gonna eat, honey.
Did you at least have people of that ethnicity cooking for you?
I don't know. I went once. I don't remember.
I mean, it's weird if you go to a Chinese restaurant and nobody's
and
Chinese
they're all Hispanic.
Yeah. Or they're all white, just hanging out in the middle. They're like,
dude, I don't know.
Yeah, we got some of that Kung Pao chicken. You're like, sure. Sure you do.
I don't know. I guess I at least I don't remember. I know. I don't know, man. Couldn't even tell you. God dang.
That is crazy though, because you grew born in Vegas.
No, I was born in Illinois.
Yeah, that's right. You're born in Illinois.
Born in Illinois.
Lived in Vegas.
Grew up in Vegas.
Went to school in Iowa, and I live in Minnesota.
Yeah, dude. What's next? What is next?
What is next? You're gonna die in Europe.
In Canada.
Russia.
Just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
I'm actually half Russian.
You're gonna die on the moon. Elon's gonna take us there.
On the moon.
Elon's gonna. Well, he's not. He's gonna take us to Mars.
Speaking of Mars, maybe this is a. That's probably a conversation. We'll save it for another. We can't.
Next time on Dragon Ball
I said you
Z.
can't say that. Oh, jeez. All right, everybody.
Well,
sweet, dude. It's been real. It's been fun. Man. But hey, guys, it has not been real fun. So let's be real. So, hey, shout out Joe Rogan's podcast.
And Two Bears, One Cave.
Yep, shout them out. Maybe one day.
Segura.
Maybe one day we'll.
Yeah,
we'll
probably not.
Never. Probably never.
It's never gonna happen. They're gonna have some tweet maybe 20 years from now and be like,
fuck these guys.
You know, these guys were like, they were kind of doing the thing and they shouted you out every time for years and you never did. That's okay. That's all right. They're doing their thing. We love it. Inspiration.
No, dude. Shout out, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, thank you, everybody. I think
check us out. You got everything up on the platform.
Wrap it up. Now. Everything is up. I'm working on Apple Podcast right now, so hopefully we can get up for all you stubborn people. My wife. God, dude.
Yes, we have Android phones. Okay, we have Android phones.
She has an Apple.
It is fine.
She's the only Apple user.
My goodness. My
and
wife
just like,
and the rest of my family has
like,
iPhones.
I can't get it.
It's okay. It's okay. We all live together. It's just a different phone. It's fine.
Yeah, so we'll try to get up on Apple Podcast here. We're on Spotify again. Instagram. We're gonna start posting here very soon with that. I should probably get a post here now. Why not?
Yeah.
Dude, let's post something on the Instagram.
Yeah, we'll take a couple pics.
Yeah, dude, check out the TikTok as well.
We'll do TikToks. Yep.
We'll drop all the links.
And make sure you put some out there. I mean, these are the test phase for us as far as like just kind of getting our rhythm, figuring this out for the first time.
We're in our pilot season.
We're not professionals.
Not just pilot episode, but pilot season.
Yeah, I mean, we're not, we're just here to have a good time. We're two buddies that like to talk. We're dads. We live life like everybody else out there. So yeah, I mean, if you guys got things like you want to know our takes on stuff, or you guys got some funny survey stuff. I mean, we're talking about that a little bit.
Yeah,
today.
I'll do a survey on.
We'll do some like silly surveys, or like see what we rate.
We want to get a little game going in the podcast. But I feel like, yeah, that's something to come. Definitely. I feel like we talk. We fill so much time that like, when would we just stop? Be like, stop. Game time. You know, like
that's the hardest thing.
I feel like we just exactly.
We could staying on a task.
We could probably keep going for another hour. Realistically,
we could not stop talking the rest of the night if our wives don't bother us.
Yeah,
we'd stay here till 3 a.m.
We don't make another noise. We could bang out every episode of the season tonight.
Yeah, we could do it all tonight. It'll be the same thing. You'll see us wearing the same outfit.
Literally just, all right, and next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. We'll just start it up, except I'll start the episode with this way.
Yeah, right. I'll just, I'll turn the hat a little. I'll put the hair behind me.
Yeah, there you go.
Or maybe in the hat.
So then it's different. It just happened to be a different day.
Yeah, right. Like, look, guys, I got a haircut.
Yeah, there you go.
Still kind of see it now.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Jeez,
but yeah, guys, no.
Slow down, Fabio.
Yes. But yeah, guys, no. We got everything up: TikTok, Instagram, Spotify. If you want to just listen to us on the go, if you want to actually watch us, we're on YouTube, Twitch. I'll leave both of our Twitch links in the description if you guys want to follow us. Chief is not the biggest streamer, but he does stream. No, he's a streamer every now and then.
Very brand new.
I try to do 4 to 5 times a week, just depending on the day. Other than that.
I specialize in playing comfort games.
Let's hang out.
Comfort games. I just.
As for me, I'm rage-induced competitive games. So if you want to just see me get angry,
this is why I'm more zen.
And I'm on the edge all the time. I can't stand it. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm a Stardew Valley. I'll plant a garden. I'll work that garden. That's my kind of game.
That's my garden.
That's my game.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much, everybody, and. Again, like we said, live from New York.
We can't say those things. Those are taglines from other shows. I'm sure they got copyright on something.
Christ. Well, we got. We're getting got. Take it easy, everybody.